Hello, hello.
Hello, hello.
Yo,
What's
What
up?
up? We're here. Oh, look, we're almost coordinating.
What happened?
Tim and I are
I,
coordinating.
I can't see you guys.
what's
Story of my life. Why does this happen? I can't see, but oh my goodness. What do you guys describe it to me until I can get my
He's,
act together over here?
he's wearing a
You
red
have red
shirt,
on.
Okay.
but
I
he's
didn't
hiding
get
his
the
red
memo.
now. He seems to be ashamed of wearing the red.
He's
So
hiding it. Why is that?
I don't
He
know.
doesn't want
Ask
to be
him. I guess.
matching with you.
I guess. It's okay, Tim.
Oh. What's your guys' favorite color?
I'm wearing it.
Red? Okay. I hear you. Jim?
I don't know. I got lots of colors that I like.
Fair enough.
Blue, brown.
Blue's my favorite color. I do love brown. I feel like every color has its place.
Yeah.
Some colors. But I feel
What's
like
Jamaica Center?
what, sorry?
Jamaica Center. They added me as a friend on Facebook.
Yeah, they added me too.
I haven't never
If
heard of it.
anyone's
They didn't add
watching,
me, so
if anyone knows and want to mention it in the comments, let us know. Because they added me too, and
you
I'm
know
just like,
why
I don't know who
you
you
know
are.
why they added you? You want to know why they added you guys?
Why?
And why is that?
Because your pages aren't private. Nah, I'm just kidding. I'm just messing with you. Oh, that's funny.
Oh my god.
Okay, I can kind of see you guys now, but
Okay.
I'm on like a different feed here, so I'll work with what
Oh,
I got for now.
all right. Some backdoor feed
It is what it
that we
is.
don't know about.
Yeah. You know it.
Oh
Are you
my
wearing
gosh.
a beanie? Are you wearing a beanie? Sorry.
I am.
Oh, it's
Game
cute. I
Girl,
like it. I
Game Girl
just
made it.
glimpsed that.
Oh, Game Girl made it.
Ah,
Mhm.
nice. Lady of many talents. It looks awesome. I like that.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm still waiting for my knitted bra from her.
Curls are popping. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is it coming out this summer? Are we gonna see?
I need to work out a bit, but yeah, it might.
All right. Sounds
We'll
good.
see what
Sounds
happens.
good.
We'll see.
Okay.
Mhm.
What is that? Oh,
Wednesday,
okay.
the week is
See how
half
excited
done.
I get now that I can see you guys because I just felt in the dark. Couldn't see anything. So
As long as you can see us now.
yeah.
Yeah. It's Wednesday. The week is almost done. I'm happy. It was kind of nice today. I don't know.
Mhm.
Yeah,
It's definitely better than what it was. That's for sure. So
definitely.
it's just
But I did
crazy how
hear.
quickly. Sorry, what was that?
No, I was gonna say I did hear we're expecting like freezing rain and snow again. So
When is this?
this weekend, I think.
Oh, lovely. That's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Right? When we think we're done, we are not.
Yep.
Quite annoying.
Alberta.
Yep. Well, on that note, hello and welcome to all our new followers that we get every week. We appreciate you. This is Let's Be Real YEG. I am your host, Danny, along with your co-hosts, Kiki and Mr. Noel. On this page, we usually talk about relationships, current events, hot topics, and anything and everything in between, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So this show is about you, about us. Let's get ready to be real.
Alrighty.
Mm-hmm. Make sure you like, subscribe, all that fun stuff on YouTube. Oh my goodness. I don't know if you guys saw, I don't know, maybe like an hour ago, Alberta is not going to be pushing the 4th vaccine.
Interesting. I
Very
did not
interesting.
see or hear
Yeah, I think it came out like an hour ago, if not. I didn't read the article, but I was just like, that's very interesting.
that. Indeed.
Yeah.
Why is it interesting?
Did they mention why they're not pushing it? Like, did they have a
I
few
honestly
reasons
didn't.
as to why?
Honestly, didn't read the article. I just saw it pop up on my little news feed.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see if I can find it. Well, they were kind of pushing it before,
Okay.
and then all of a sudden they're just saying that they're not going to do it.
All right.
Yeah, I'll get more info for you guys.
Okay.
The high-speed train is coming in 2027. Well, it's starting to be built in 2027 between
The high-speed train.
Calgary and Edmonton, which is exciting.
Do you guys think that's something that you would ever utilize?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And they're saying what, like 45-minute trip or something?
Yeah, 45-minute trip, and it'll be $90.
Huh.
Think about the cheap, like if you can leverage that for cheaper flights. If there's like cheaper flights coming out of Calgary, certain places, you just hop on that train and then.
Yeah, that's true. That's actually true.
That's
I didn't even.
Yeah.
I didn't really think about that, but you're right. Because there's a lot of times where you're looking for flights and then it's just a bit cheaper in Calgary, and you're like, well, what are my options here?
Exactly. So,
anything more than $100 cheaper, or even not even just cheap, like even just not having to do a layover.
Right. That's true.
Because like flying to, I don't know what the prep or lead time would be for high speed rail, but like I've done the just hop on a flight. I've done the Calgary thing, but from the time that, like, if you do it right, you can almost, the drive time versus like the air time is around this. It's maybe a little bit shorter by the plane, considering like the lead time that you need to go to the airport and to like how long in advance you have to get there before you check in and all that stuff. If you just started your drive, you'd buck up on Calgary maybe just a little bit after the plane leaves. But a 45-minute rail, like you know what I mean, like that makes a big difference. It makes a big difference, like, you know what I mean. For rail, you probably have to get there like 15 minutes before, half hour before, kind of
something
thing.
like that.
Yeah,
something like that.
It's something to think about, depending on where in Calgary it goes to. I bet it goes to the airport.
I think that's what they said. It's going to the airport.
It's going to go from our airport to their airport. Like, man.
Yeah, I think it's leaving from downtown here and then going to the airport in Calgary.
Where downtown?
That's a good question.
Where? Like, what infrastructure?
Yeah, I'm trying to think, like, where in downtown would they put something like that?
They cut the living daylights out of downtown just to put
light
rail. How are they going to do that? I bet you it's not going downtown.
Look at
it might be by Kingsway. Who knows?
Look at the horrors that they had when they just like added that metro line by Kingsway. Can you imagine like what traffic and stuff would be like for something that grand?
That thing, I bet you it's going to go to Heritage Park area, south side.
Oh, maybe.
They're not going to cut through the city.
Yeah, I think it would have to be south. I think it would have to be south.
The speed that they're saying that thing goes, where in the city? Where in the city can, you know what I mean? Unless that's going to be, it's going to be like they'll have to find a path and it's going to be like overhead.
Yeah.
And like the images do kind of show like that it would be overhead, but still, I can't imagine something like that being anywhere in the downtown.
That's gonna be terrifying. I can't lie.
You look up and it's like,
no man, that's gonna be terrifying. Yo, listen, planes are fast, but when you look out the window, everything's tiny.
It's like,
you know what I mean? And it doesn't even look like you're going fast.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You ever driven you remember when you used to be able to drive 50 in a residential area and everything, all the houses and everything, like imagine that thing's going that fast in the city? Nah, man, that'd be like, and even just the speed and looking at things like that thing gonna be terrifying. I'll still do it, but I'm just saying it's gonna be. It looks kind of terrifying. Every time I've heard of like really fast transit, I've always thought about like, ugh.
But even like it being 45, well, I guess I don't know. 45 minutes still seems like a really like short amount of time to me.
But it's extremely short.
Like
that's like me driving from my house all the way to to like the deep south.
Like if they said an hour, I'd be like, okay. But like 45 minutes, I'm like, holy smokes.
45 minutes is that thing is going to be traveling at 300 kilometers an hour at least.
They said 1,000. They said 1,000.
1,000.
They said 1,000.
They ain't say no 1,000.
It said 1,000. I read the article. It said 1,000, and it'll be driven by linear induction motor and air compressors.
Well, you know what? I'm not even going to put that energy out there. So
don't.
I'll stop myself there.
Yes, please. Please.
The project will allow passengers and freight to travel between two cities at speeds up to 400 kilometers an hour. About 1,000.
I read 1,000 in California article.
Think about this: 1,000 kilometers. That 1,000 kilometers. If you're doing 1,000 kilometers an hour,
you got to do the math on that because think about those math questions. It takes James
trust me.
5 minutes.
I trust me.
3 meters.
That's like we can tell. That's like Toronto in 3.5 hours. 1,000 kilometers. Well, you know what? Maybe they can potentially go that fast.
I'm telling you. That's what I read in the journal article.
Always let people test that stuff first.
It wasn't the journal. It was the Sun. Wait, does the Sun still exist?
Yes, it still exists.
Oh, you still love reading the newspaper. I don't anymore.
I'm like, you still can.
Yeah, I know, but like, I don't know. It's not as
okay, I see what you're saying. 1,000 kilometer an hour pod commute. This is a national post from.
We're gonna have to get like an engineer on here one day and kind of explain some of this to us. Should be fun. I'll see how the first few trips go, and then.
Oh wow.
You're gonna wait. Yeah. Let me know.
I'm like that with everything. Usually, I'm just like, yeah. Let's see how this goes. Let's see how this restaurant is before I go eat.
The Calgary Sun even says 1,000.
The Sun.
Who actually read the Sun though? Did anyone actually read the Sun?
Quite a few people who used to read the Sun.
Okay.
Or do people look for the Sunshine Girl and Boy and then stop looking?
What's the one they used to give out when you were like going to the trains, like for free in the mornings when you're going to like school and work?
Yo, listen.
Was it the Metro? What was it called?
At speeds up to 1,000 kilometers an hour, but God knows, like, you will have people passing out, even at 400.
But how fast does the one in Japan go, though?
I don't know.
Ask Greg. He knows a lot about Japan.
That is true. Greg, if you're in
here. Is he on here tonight?
I don't know.
Usually we have someone greeting us, but I didn't see no one in the comments yet.
No. Our usual suspects aren't in.
They're being shy today. They're being shy.
I guess.
All good.
Did you guys watch the Oscars?
The what?
The Oscars?
The Oscars, what's that?
Oh, the Oscars happened?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. You know what? You know what's funny about this is that last week, when we were continuing our conversation about movies and brought up.
Trust me, look, it's our fault.
I'm like, just reflect. Today I was reflecting back on that conversation last week, and I was like, we were talking about him winning and all the stuff, and we were talking, about the Oscars, yada yada yada. But no one saw this coming.
Nope.
Nobody. I didn't.
Chris did.
Like, oh my goodness, where do we start?
Oh Lord.
Where
do you think it was warranted though?
The slap?
Mm-hmm.
I do not condone violence. If it was self-defense,
right.
You know what I mean? Time and place.
Mm-hmm.
Time and place.
Yes or no? So you're saying no? You're saying no, it wasn't warranted.
I said I don't condone violence, right?
Oh, a non-answer. Oh, okay.
Yeah. I said I don't. Listen, let me. I don't condone violence, but I said if it's self-defense, that's kind of a different story. So, but there's a lot of layers to this. So to me, there's not a straight answer. Should he have smacked him across the face on national TV on one of the biggest nights? No. I don't think he should have hit him at all.
Okay, so you said no. It's not warranted.
There's layers to this. There's a lot of layers to be peeled back here. So in that moment, he should not have hit Chris Rock.
So that's the answer to the question.
Not necessarily. I said there's a lot of layers to it.
What layers are there? She's like, do you feel that the hit was warranted?
In that space and time?
That's what she's asking about, that space and time.
And how many times did I say that?
So you said no. Okay, good.
You said no.
Okay.
You said
Danny, what do you think?
I definitely don't think so. Don't think so at all. And the thing is that he was laughing at the joke.
That's a layer.
To me,
exactly.
When I look at that, it's perception as well, because they were laughing before, like as he's continuing the joke, they were like, he was laughing like as he continued on with the joke. And the thing is, when you think about also the camera, you think about the time between the cameras panning over to them, because showing Chris Rock, he says his thing, they laugh at the first few comments, then they pan to him, and then he continues the joke. By the time like your brain kind of processes like what, like you get what I'm saying? Like how many times you're with a group of friends, you're talking, someone cracks a joke, you're laughing, someone's saying something else, but you're still laughing from the first thing that was just said. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
So, I don't know. To me, it's a perception thing. And then you look in like the camera panning to them versus, I don't know. Let's keep going. There's a lot more to it. Let's go. Okay, Tim, do you think
it was warranted?
Do you think it was warranted? Let's get that out of the question.
No.
Get that out of the way.
It wasn't warranted.
Okay, so we agree on that.
We agree.
Now, I think that when Kiki was talking layers, I think now she's talking about, the question is, what lengths should a husband or partner go through to defend their partner? Or what lengths should a man go through to protect his wife or defend his wife? That's the question. That I feel that is something that's been brought up endlessly out of this.
Right.
Okay, but what was he defending?
100%. Now, that's fine. If we want to analyze that situation a little bit more, then we can analyze that situation.
Again,
But I find the thing that everybody's this is kind of morphed into, at least one of them, is, and I feel like I've seen a lot of people in certain groups respond to it in that they support what he did because he was defending his wife. Do you know what I mean? I've seen a lot of that. A lot of people.
Yeah.
And as a guy, I'm like, I'm confused. I'm confused as hell.
I'm with you.
To me,
Like
there's a
2
lot of
minutes ago. Go on, Kiki. Go on. Say it.
I don't know, man. This whole situation is
okay.
It's a hot mess. But there's so many different ways to go about defending someone without getting physical. If this man had touched her or, rubbed her head,
Thank you.
and then he went and smacked him, I'd be like, hey.
Yeah.
Like June said in the comment, maybe he should have stayed in his seat and yelled the F-bomb. And that is something that I said. I said, you know what? They would have still been like, oh my gosh, he swore at him for the joke. But I feel like it was the physical act that put a bad taste in everyone's mouth. Like, I still think people would have been stunned and been like, whoa, like, chill. You know what I mean? If he just sat there and said, keep my wife's name out of your mouth. But it's the fact that he walked up, he hit him, then went back. And the thing is too, but on the reverse, I also said, if he went up and hit him, initially everyone thought it was a part of the show. They thought he was in on it. And when Chris Rock didn't say like, oh my God, like, what was that? He said, Will Smith just smacked, the shit out of me or whatever. I feel like if Will just sat down and didn't say anything, it wouldn't have been as big as it is now. I feel like eventually people would have heard that it wasn't a part of the show. But initial reaction when you heard the crowd laugh, they thought it was a part of the show. I watched interviews with other celebrities who said, they all thought it was a part of the show. If he didn't yell afterwards, I don't feel like it probably would have just kind of
blown
slipped
over
through the cracks a little bit.
Yeah.
Until people realized or heard that it actually wasn't, you know what I mean? But I just feel like that was another layer that just kind of spiced things up a bit. But back to the whole defense thing.
What was he defending?
What was he defending? I'm going to say this because you know what? And I've been having this conversation with numerous people over the past few days. And I said, you know what? Put yourself in someone else's shoes. It's easy for us to sit on the sidelines and say, oh, I would never do that. Oh, I would never do this. But as a human being, I'm sure we can all sit down and reflect and be like, you know what? There have been so many times where I've done something out of character or someone said something to me that, others might have thought like, oh, it's nothing, like brush that off. But you yourself have gotten like really upset about it or have reacted in a way that other people wouldn't have expected you to react. You know what I mean? So to me, I just feel like in that sense, there's a little bit of grace that needs to be extended. Of course, to Chris Rock, because what was done to him was wrong, but to Will Smith as well. Yes, he's celebrity. He's an Oscar winner. He has money in the bank, whatever, but he's still a human being. You know what I mean? But everyone's so quick to jump and say, oh, like, I would never do this. How many things have we all done in our lives that we said we would never do?
I get that.
I don't know. That's why I said there's so much. That's why I said there's so much to it. Like, I'm not condoning his behavior one bit, but it was a catalyst, and it was triggering. And we don't always know how we react to certain things. As much as we can sit here and say, I would never do that, you never know. The right combination of things are there. You don't know how you will react in a situation at any given point.
Just like I was saying to some of my boys that we're talking about this, Because somebody else made your point there.
Right.
And rational human beings,
right,
like, that was quite the walk from where he was
it was.
to box the guy. Let me
He
tell
had
you
some time to think.
Let me tell you something about. Let me tell you, at least for me and a lot of people that I know, there's that thing, that idea that comes to your head of the thing you want to do, and then there's that voice that says, "I wouldn't do that thing if I were you." And in most cases, at least I and a lot of people listen to it. Do you know what I'm saying? Now, when you talk about him being a human being and all those things, right? He's a human being with a ton of privilege, and I think he knows.
Of course.
He happens to be, at least figuratively, at the top of his game.
Right.
Like, he is Will Smith. He isn't going to hurt. He's not, you know what I mean? He's not going to hurt, like, from this. Like, if he falls out of favor with one group, there's another group that's going to love him even more. And that's been evident with all of this.
Right.
But for somebody like myself, I got security clearance. I can't, how many times I would I have a bad temper. I'd love to drill people, like, you know what I mean? But I can't. Like, I literally can't.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to put food on the table. I know I'm likely going to get charged. I can't do stuff. You can't just do stuff like that. It's a bad, the black people aren't a monolith, but I will say it was a really bad example. It was just bad for somebody that people have known and respected, and he's kept his name out of the dirt for enough time, and that's when he did it. To me, if that thing isn't staged, then he's in a really bad place mentally. And
I think that is another.
And that's where the grace gets applied, because there has to have been. He's not, again. He hasn't. He's slapped somebody in a wussy way before. That guy that likes to kiss celebrities. You probably seen that video.
Right.
And Will gave him this funny little slap. Do you know what I'm saying?
But that slap and this slap were two totally.
They're two totally different things.
Totally different slap.
There's some people, that guy tries to kiss him and they handle it with oh, no thanks, and he's just like, what the hell are you doing, pop?
Right.
Like this to me, it really looks like he's just not in a great place. Mentally.
And the thing is though, I feel like he has been kind of touching on that. Like, if you look at some of his recent interviews, especially like when his book came out, the book that came out not too long ago, like, he's touched on certain things, and you can even like his acceptance speech, usually Will Smith is that cool, calm, collective guy, but like, you can see that there's something brewing there, and I do think there's something going on there mentally. There was an interview with his mom as well the very next day, back in their hometown. And she even said, like, that is out of character for him. She was shocked by it. He's never done anything like that. So he's acting out in some way. And I feel like there's more to it. There's something going on behind the scenes that led to this, and
obviously,
so I don't know.
In regards
to the pot table talk, so we'll find out.
We'll see what they say, or we'll see how they spin
what they don't say.
Yeah, I don't know. It's sad to me. It's all sad. Yo,
my thing is sad because it's not like this happened on the street. It's not like this happened at if it happened at the BET Awards, it would still be shitty. But on like one of the most important nights of his career, and people have been talking about this for weeks leading up to this show. We were talking about this last week. We were talking about the movie. You know, I was saying I think he deserves to win. People are looking forward to seeing him finally get it, and for it to be tainted with, you know, his actions, it's
And he might get that Oscar taken away from him. So
another thing is too that, and see, that's another thing that's come out of this, because people are saying, "Oh, do you think he should get his award taken away?" Actually, what do you guys think? I'll ask you first.
No, if anything, I think he should just. Maybe he has to.
To me, I feel like he's already done enough damage.
I just think that I think like maybe he doesn't get to go to the next Oscars. I don't know.
Right. Like, to me, it's like, what's the point of
he got that Oscar on
his work.
He earned it with his skills and abilities. I don't think him.
I don't think there's a point in them taking it away from him.
But you know, I just like, I get it. I get that you should. I do believe that a guy should defend, but you just got to be wise, though. Like, just be wise.
I think he snapped. And who else made a comment like that? It was Whoopi Goldberg on The View. And she said she thinks he snapped. And you know what? My mom always says that there's a fine line between sanity and insanity.
Straight. And it's not listening to that voice that says, I wouldn't do that if I were you. You know, that right there.
I get that. That voice, like you said, Tim, most people have that voice. Most people have that voice. I can sit here and say honestly that there have been times where, you know, you have the little angel girl on your shoulder, you got the little devil girl on your shoulder, and like you look at one, or before you could even listen to them, you're already doing, you get what I'm saying?
You're already there.
I don't know. Like I said, it's easy to be on the outskirts and say this and that and that and that, but I don't know, man. Obviously, we know it's wrong. He knows it's wrong. Like I was telling someone else, I'm like, there's no way that man. I was like, there's no way that man woke up on that particular day thinking, I'm gonna go and slap someone today on the biggest night. Like, there's no, like, he went in there, he was front row and center. Beyonce and Jay-Z were there. You had the Williams sisters in there. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so many people were tied to him winning this award.
Greg, boy. Oh, God.
Why are we not talking about the role of Jada? How many men are sitting in prison now because of a woman, the feeling to defend a woman. Now you're in jail and she out there with another dude.
Exactly.
That's also another
This is another angle. I don't think, bro. This is the thing. Like, for me, when I saw that whole thing, I had a Jada tirade because y'all know I don't like her. But
a lot of people haven't liked her for over the last few years here.
I haven't liked Jada for like 15 years. And I used to love Jada. What? A low down dirty shame. See that? You remember that movie? Come on, gotta remember that movie.
Yeah.
Oh, she was. Listen, Jada's like, yeah. Anyways, but just like, I like what Greg is saying. I think I have to take a step back and be like, wait a minute. Now, all of that is still conjecture and assumption. Because we didn't see Jada say, go get him. Right. We didn't see anything. This is Will's choice to do what he did. Listen, yes, there are men that are in prison because of a woman. But unless that person puts a gun in your hand or balls up your fist and moves it for you, you are responsible for the decisions you make as an adult. You are responsible. That said, that is the first what Greg says. The first thing that came into my mind. My thing is like on the biggest night of one of the biggest nights of your life where you stand to get honored. Mm-hmm. If that was Jada's night that she knew, and someone was cracking a joke on Will, is Jada saying a goddamn thing is she going up and doing a goddamn thing? I don't believe so for a minute.
Nope.
I just don't. I just don't. I think she clowns them. Like I can't even watch some of that Red Table Talk stuff, but some of the clips that I do and the things that she said, I literally can't believe that she would say that about this dude. Do you know what I mean? And it just, that whole thing and the dynamic that I again suspect is going on, it can ring really true for a lot of dudes. And you know,
I was just gonna say that, Craig.
And to me, like, if we're gonna look at it, analyze it, and just make stuff up as what we think it is, like, I just see a guy who has accomplished so much, and it'll never be enough. Like, it'll never be enough.
Yeah.
And I look at what he tries to do. I look at like, even the open relationship, like it's really rare that I see, like, where I've seen open relationships where it's both of them look at each other like, yeah, let's do this. This is great. A lot of the time it's one person's leaving.
It's interesting. It's interesting that everyone keeps bringing up the relationship or the entanglement. To me, those are two completely separate entities. You know what I mean? Whether Will Smith was hurt about that particular situation or not, a lot of it was consensual. You know what I mean? To me,
this is the thing I was just about to say. Like
to me, you're comparing apples to oranges, because everyone's like, why didn't he go and slap August? Why didn't he do this to that guy and blah, 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 blah. But like, that's something completely different. They were both aware that was like happening. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there were adults who said, yo, this is what's happening. Like, I don't know. To me, it shouldn't get compared. Like, this particular situation should have nothing to do.
I look at it like this. We got an energy tank. And ever since that whole thing, Will's looked really off.
Right.
And so you're gonna really tell me that doesn't have anything to do with the slap? If the slap was legit, you're telling me that's so it just so happenstance that he gets completely, like, embarrassed.
Right.
And everybody's on him. Do you know what I mean?
I think that's what it is. That's what it is. I'm not saying that.
But I'm just saying, though, that stemmed out of their relationship. Do you know what I mean? Like, we didn't know until the dude that he allowed in his relationship got sloppy.
Right.
And now you got to sit there with your decision, and then now you're already Will. No matter how much you've accomplished, there's a certain community that still thinks you're mad corny, including your wife.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like honestly, I
don't know.
I look at it in a bunch of different ways, and I feel for Will, just because even some of the things that, and I'm not saying Will's an angel. I'm not saying that that Jada's some big overlord and Will's groveling at her feet. I'm not saying anything like that. But all I'm just saying is that dude wears it. Like, he wears it. You know what I mean? You guys know how I love my personality stuff. Will's a ENFP, same as I am, and I remember seeing that and just identifying a little bit of what it's like to be a black male ENFP, right? And there's lots of stuff written about it, and then you see what's happening, and it's just like, yo, I feel it for the dude. I feel it for the dude. Whatever, though.
That whole entanglement thing, though, do we know it was consensual? Like, it could have been behind closed doors between those two, and then he got sloppy, and that's when Will found out, and it was a whole, we got to cover our corners. Make sure we get everything covered.
That's the thing. We'll never know. We can only make assumptions. But the thing
is, did you watch that interview? Did you see that poor man's face?
I saw that interview. That's why I'm saying I don't think that was consensual.
Listen, everybody, all the girls.
But there's also been rumors about him sleeping with this actress and this actress, so I don't care about their sex life. I could give two cahoots.
Fair.
You know what I mean? It's I don't know. Again, because they're rich and they're famous and they're out there and they're on our TV. Yes, we look up to these people. You expect them to be role models. Again, no one is saying what he did is right, but I don't know. There's people next, your neighbors could be doing 10 times worse.
Oh.
Or you know of people in your lives who do things 10 times worse. And another thing is too, again, I'm not condoning what he did, but I heard some comments. Some people were saying they've been traumatized by watching him slap Chris Rock on the Oscars. Now, my comment to that is half the stuff you're watching on TV nowadays is extremely violent. It's vulgar. It's sexual. You know, half the things that your kids are watching on TV is far more violent than the slap we all saw on Sunday night.
Yeah, that's a garbage take.
I'm just putting that out there because people are like, I'm so traumatized. I'm so disgusted. And I'm like, look at the stuff you watch on TV.
Exactly.
Well, here's something that we have to, I think we should admit is true. You know, a lot of us say, well, I don't trust people, or I don't put my faith in people, and I don't this and that. A lot of people like to say that, but in actual fact, we are. You know, when we watch these people, when we see what they present as their personalities, we believe, a lot of us believe it. And then there's certain things that when it comes out about certain people, it affects us in a certain way because we've known these people. Like there's people when they see Will. Exactly. Yes, it is no.
We think we know them.
Yeah, we think we know them.
We let them into our home.
Image.
Right.
Whatever well-crafted image. But do you know what I mean? When we see something like that, like this isn't like, yo, we heard OJ might have killed a bunch of people. That's a little different than watching somebody like go a little bit nuts on live TV and do something really, really crazy, you know, after all of these years of kind of like, and that's the thing you're going to do?
Being the good guy.
Like, you know, that's the thing that you're going to do? Like, he just, and even when you really look at it, he looked out of his league doing it. Like, it's not somebody, like, yo, listen, if 50 went up there and boxed somebody, trust me, you
or there would be some one of those guys, like,
there'd be some pepper.
What award?
Not even a guy that's a boxer or a guy that's a big gangster, but just on their personality, you could be like,
right.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm just saying, like, in recent times, there have been fights and stuff that have broken out on red carpets to like other events and stuff. Like there was the MGK fight and, you know, all different types of stuff. So, but I get what you're saying. When you kind of have this idea of these people or their characters, and then they do something out of character, which
it's going to affect people in different ways. You know, as much as you
traumatized is a very
I think that's just extra, and I'd probably wouldn't pay a lot of mind to it. But when I don't know, when I see some of these guys start to fall off, it's crappy to me. Like I remember, even look at what's her name there, like when Britney Spears started to lose it. Like that's a real person. Do you know what I mean? Like,
but exactly,
they have their image. They have their image, but when you see them start to F up, like when they know what it costs, when they know what those mistakes are worth, when you know, remember, there's nothing we're gonna do that's gonna have 10 million people watching us.
Right.
These guys know what the stakes are. When they go and they make them, like when they do certain things like that, it's either staged or they need a lot of help. They got people around them crafting like how to look good all the time, how to keep an image all the time, and they just go off the page.
That's also not healthy, though, Tim. Having that pressure on you, like no one thinks about that side of things. The kind of pressure that these people are under.
Hey, listen, a lot of people think about it because there's a ton of people that says, "I don't want to be a celebrity." They're like, "I don't want to be a celebrity. I want to be able to go and get some milk."
Right.
Like I want to slip and fall, and it's not going to be a meme for 5 years.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like he knows it. He was a meme. He's been a meme for the last 2 years.
Right.
And then he does this.
So do you think after all this, he'll be able to come back from that?
Yeah.
Yeah, in some way,
He
shape, or
didn't,
form.
you know what I mean? He didn't rape nobody. He didn't touch
But
children.
and then that's another thing too, because we've also had some other dark characters who've been a part of the Oscars for years, and nothing has happened.
Trust me, and people
So
knew what's going on.
And that's another angle right there.
Yeah.
So like I said, there's so many different like topics and issues that have stemmed from this one little tiny glimpse of time. You know what I mean? It's interesting. But
Definitely is interesting.
I don't know.
But you know what? There's a whole bunch of
unfortunate all round.
Oh yeah.
It's unfortunate. So you guys know that Tyra meme, like from America's Top Model. We were rooting for you. We were rooting for you.
Yeah.
Like literally, that's how I felt. I was like, no.
Yeah.
So, hey.
Well, I guess we'll see what happens in his career, and the Red Table Talk that is coming up.
10 deals, he'll still be rich.
He'll be his movie. Like,
He'll be
it's
fine.
funny though.
This is rich
was a
people
comeback
business.
movie. He hadn't done anything good in a while. You know what I mean?
Rich people business.
You know this, yeah.
And it's interesting too, because I've also seen some other takes where they've said, leave the black people to their business. Let them sort it out.
Yeah.
It's like two uncles, you know, fighting at the cookout. I've seen that comment. You know, because there are other people who are gonna be like, cancel him.
That wasn't at the cookout though. They were at Starbucks with that fight.
Well, hey, exactly. You're on their territory. All I'm saying is,
but again,
I think hashtag Oscars so white's probably coming back next year.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
All these black people up in this place, like, you know, and the thing is, it took away from so many awesome moments from that night.
Yeah.
You know,
definitely.
There was so many. It was the first black man, I think, to produce the Oscars.
Oh snap!
Will Smith was the 5th black man to win the Best Actor award. The last time a black man won was 16 years ago when Forrest Whitaker won it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, I don't know. There was Questlove who won, like, for his documentary. I keep saying Beyonce because she's my girl. When's the last time you seen Beyonce and Jay-Z up in the Oscars? She opened the show.
Yeah.
You know? And, like, her performance was filmed in Compton. You know,
on the tennis court.
On the tennis court where Serena and Venus started off. You know, there's you have the first, what is it, Black Latina or first queer Black Latina to win for Best Supporting Actress. Like, there were so many firsts.
Didn't Blue Ivy win an award last night again? I swear I read that somewhere.
But, you know, and there were a lot of sweet moments, you know, with Gaga and Manelli. Like, there were so many. And to be honest with you, the hosts were killing it. You know, Regina and Amy and, you know, so, yeah. It's sad.
I can't tell you when last I watched an Oscars.
Yeah, same here.
It's
same here. I just watched clips.
But people said, like, you know, like the flow was really good. Like, the show had a good pace. You know, people said they were genuine. Because, you know, sometimes people say, oh, the Oscars, it was boring. But, like, they said the performance were excellent. And Kanto, that's another, like, animated film that everyone's talking about right now. I keep joking around and saying it's like the new Frozen. But everyone's talking about that movie. Like, they had Megan Thee Stallion go. Like, they did that one
freestyle thing.
Yeah, they did the song from that movie. Apparently, she's the first female rapper, I think, to perform at the Oscars.
Something like that.
So so there's just a lot, and unfortunately, this is what everyone's talking about. So
it's going to be like, see, we can't take black people anywhere. Is what's going to be the next thing.
Well, the thing is, too, I feel like they also need to not, which we can sit here and say, hey, this does not represent black
all of
people. And it does not. You know?
No.
Well, that moment doesn't define Will Smith or Chris Rock.
It doesn't.
Those
But
guys
there's
are
a
like
lot
the
of people
top
who
of
are
their
going to
game.
run
Like,
with
a lot of
that
people are gonna-
narrative.
some of the best at what they do.
There's a lot of... Sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, if somebody's already racist and already doesn't like you, they're, oh, look, see. It's like,
an
okay.
excuse. Right.
Like, it's
Exactly.
Will Smith. Do you know what I mean? Will Smith
Right.
and Chris Rock.
Yeah.
Like, find me your version of those guys.
And my thing is too, though, that's the thing about society, because they're gonna take this one incident and use it to just taint everything else. When there's people, I keep saying, there's how many celebrities are out there who've done all types of manners of evil over the years, over the course of their careers.
Yep.
You know, you've heard these horrifying things about what these people have done. And to this day, there's so many of them who haven't been penalized
Unscathed.
for those things.
That's right.
You know,
And so I don't even watch those arguments. Like, those arguments are ridiculous.
but there are
Because
some
it's like
people
you just
who
can
do, though.
look. You just look over your shoulder one time. It's like, oh yeah, that guy.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean?
But you know what? They're gonna make him an example.
Of course.
Go
And
for it.
the other thing is too, like, there are people who are gonna play the race card, like you said, Tim, if they're racist. But then it's like, look at the things that certain races have been doing to each other for hundreds of years or decades. You know what I mean? So,
Listen, yo,
anyways, like I said, there's so much to this.
When I saw that whole thing with when they talk about, I saw somebody post with talking about black on black violence, and this is a black person.
I saw that too.
Oh, wow.
I was sitting there like, are you serious? Like, for real? So wait, so Putin doesn't represent all white people? If he doesn't, then Will,
exactly.
then like, seriously?
Exactly. What
you
about
white on white? You got Ukraine and you got Russia. And ain't nobody thinking about, you know what I'm saying? Everyone wants to
say, like,
everyone's
that.
dedicate that.
But look at like things that like Hitler did. We can turn around and say that's white on white crime.
Trust me.
But you never hear that narrative.
You see, here's the thing. It's like if it happens in the hundreds, it's black on black crime. If it happens in the tens of thousands and hundreds of thousands and millions, that's just war.
Yeah.
And like, you know what I mean? And it's just like, it's absolutely ridiculous.
It is.
And I just dare somebody say that to me.
Yeah.
I just dare somebody. It's, okay, you ready to go? Let's go.
Yeah.
That's absolute BS.
It is.
Well, black people are not a monolith.
There have been
like
white
you guys aren't.
There have been white celebrities who fought on the red carpet before.
Of course, yeah.
So, and the thing is too.
But you know what? Black leads though. Black stories, anything that happens to black people, it's like it's like the extra flavor that everybody wants, and you know what I mean. Everyone wants to know about. Oh my God, something happened to black people.
Yeah, and I was joking around with my mom the other day, and I was saying, like, can you imagine how ecstatic these news outlets were after this incident to go to work Monday morning just to talk about this incident? Like, obviously, they would have talked about the Oscars, but like you said, to have that extra that extra flavor, they were probably rolling in their sleep. Like, I can't wait just to have.
Well, it's because then black people start talking too, and we start analyzing everything.
You know what?
And so all their publications and everything just.
As much as people say, black people lead the internet.
100%.
Definitely.
The culture, like, black people are the ones who lead the internet culture, you know.
100%. The funniest gifs, the funniest memes is gonna be black faces on it.
Yep. 100%.
I said what I said. Yo, listen, there's some Hutterite rocking that, you know, in the colony rocking that gif.
Right. You know, one thing though, in his acceptance speech, when he mentioned what Denzel Washington said to him, you know, about when you're at your highest point, that's when the devil comes for you. And even just hearing the reaction in the crowd when he said that, I was like, whoa, you know,
yo,
that one was like mic drop.
I heard, but I heard a take on that by a guy I listened to. and he was just like, he doesn't know if Will knows who the devil is. You know what I mean? The devil, you know what I mean? You think it is the devil is because Chris Rock, or was it, or is
There
what
was
is devil is you, what you've been dealing with, what you haven't dealt with in
his
yourself,
past traumas.
what you haven't dealt with in yourself.
Yeah.
You got to deal with that.
Yeah.
You got to deal with that.
And I saw something else too, and I haven't read his book yet, but I've been wanting to. And someone posted a clip, like an audible clip from his book, and he was talking about, you know, when he saw his father beat his mom. And I guess there was this one particular time he described where his father like punched his mom in the head, and he didn't do anything about it. And he was kind of explaining that he never wants to be put in a position like that again, where he feels like helpless. And that's all I could think about, was that I feel like that was another triggering moment based on something that stemmed from his childhood, where he felt like he couldn't do anything, and like he felt like this is the time where I show that I can do something, you know. But
yeah,
he didn't do it with clear thought,
No.
unfortunately. So Evangeline says the man is only human, and we all have that moment when things just come to a head and we lose our shit. Sad it happened on camera. So yeah. Yep. But you know what? The thing is too, a lot of people are saying no one's talking about Chris Rock. We do have to commend Chris Rock, you know, for his composure when that happened, because that could have turned out a lot worse if he were to react, you know, with that same type of energy. Like the Oscars would have ended right then and there if he turned around and hit him back.
Yep.
You know what I mean? But I think we can, you know, applaud him for being a class act and kept the show going.
Definitely.
And I think that's something that we definitely need to highlight, and something that is kind of not being talked about in this, from this whole situation. So yeah. And then another thing too, they said he didn't even write the joke. Apparently it was someone from the Academy who wrote the joke. So that is another thing. So like I said, there's layers to all this.
Either way, it was not warranted.
No. No one's saying that. Yeah, no one's saying that it's warranted or that.
And there was worse jokes than that.
I'm just giving facts.
Thank you.
And that's another layer to the story, is that he didn't write the joke. Someone from the Academy wrote the joke.
There have been worse jokes than that. There was worse jokes than that.
That's true. But again, it's all perception. There have been things that have been said to me that has upset me, and someone may say it to you, and you'd be like, "Yo, Kiki, why you tripping?" But there's something that I internalized with that joke that upset me.
True.
You know?
And people are entitled to feel however they want to feel about whatever stimuli comes their way.
Right.
You just got to deal with the consequences of your reactions and actions. That's it.
The thing is, although they've put so much of their lives out there to the public, at the end of the day, we still don't know what's happening behind closed doors. You know, we don't know how much this has affected her, or what their family has gone through with this particular issue. You know, we all got ours. We don't know the extent of why this triggered them so much. You get what I'm saying? So, hey. Then there was another angle. People were saying, well, what if she had cancer? Well, that's a whole other thing there. So I don't know. And then the thing is, there was also another example about, you remember when Chadwick Boseman, you know, he came online and did that live about that charity, and people were laughing at him because they're like, why does he look like that? Why is he so skinny? And people dragged him on the internet for weeks. About how he looked, not knowing that he was dying. You know, so you never know. You never know. So, yep. Unfortunate all around. He was wrong in hitting Chris Rock. Yeah. So, we'll see. We'll just have to see how the rest of it
We'll
plays
see
out.
how it goes.
I'll be watching Red Table Talk.
I don't know if I can. I'll watch highlights.
I can't.
I can't.
I'll probably
I'm with
watch
you,
it.
Tim.
I don't know if I'll watch
Tim.
it live, but I know I'll probably watch it. The thing is, even before that whole entanglement episode even came out, I watched the show. And to be honest with you, after the entanglement thing happened, I didn't watch it as much. And it wasn't
Why,
even
though?
necessarily consciously. I think it was more like subconsciously. Like I felt like it kind of took away from the show's
What
essence.
it was for. Yeah.
Well, with all the big chat that she has about, all
But
that,
they do,
all that
you know what,
wokeness
though?
and all that mental this and that, and then it's like, yo, you.
And I get that, but it is a good platform. And again, that's coming from someone who watched the show like from the jump when it first came out, the topics they were coming out with, the things they were talking about. But in a way, she tainted her own platform
100%.
with that, because I felt like this whole entanglement thing now has taken away from
her authenticity.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, yo, you out here and you.
But again, that's
you're there looking all borderline and codependent with some poor kid. Yo, I don't want to hear nothing.
Again, we can all sit here and be judges, but
it's not about judging, though.
But cast the first stone. Cast the first stone.
Listen, I am not condemning her. I'm just saying I'm not trying to listen to you too much.
Fair enough.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, who am I to judge?
There's people who listen to Kevin Samuels and think he's the greatest thing since sliced bread. And then someone else listens to him and they're like, how can you listen to this man?
100%.
We all have things that we gravitate to. And
but watch what happens when some girl, some like underage girl or some 20-year-old girl or something that just doesn't sound right or isn't ethically right comes out and is like, yo, this is what that guy did. It will fully taint his message. You know what I mean? Okay, not even if actually a 19-year-old girl, that will get him more. So let's say that if you go and you see a video of his girlfriend berating him and cussing him and I'm telling you, like, that is what would make a Kevin Samuels lose his audience.
Yeah.
I mean, because you're talking about man and talking about this and that and da-da-da-da-da. But then if you just, you know what I mean? If you see him going and he's doing things counter to what he talks about, like hypocrisy always, it doesn't work. It doesn't work.
But on the flip side of that, it could get him more viewers.
Well, they already said that for Chris Rock's tour. They already said that prices for his tour has skyrocketed. And another thing about getting him more viewers, they released a statement saying that Will has declined, going to other media outlets to discuss what happened on Sunday, but they're going to discuss it on Red Table Talk. And I'm like, I think I said this to you guys. I'm like, why wouldn't they?
Why wouldn't they? Exactly.
Because
you have a platform.
Exactly. And even if everyone watches that and says, you guys are full of BS, and
they still watched it,
and it's still money in their pocket.
Thank you.
Yep.
They're smart.
Listen, I was saying the other night, like,
they're gonna say, hey, judge us all you want, but at least it'll be on our terms. And
exactly.
They're still gonna collect from it.
Vince McMahon says there's no such thing as bad publicity.
Hey.
No such thing as bad publicity.
So there we go.
Like, I wish them the best in their family. You want them to be happy.
The thing is, honestly, I'm tired of hearing about this. It's only been 3 days, but it's been a long 3 days hearing about this story.
No, it's everywhere.
That's what I'm saying. I'm drained.
But again, think about it. Think about it like this. Who can't sing the Fresh Prince theme? If you remember the Fresh Prince theme.
Well, the thing is, too, we were just talking about the new version. I just feel like, man, yeah. But actually, you know what? I just saw in our an interview with what's his name? Is it Jabari? Jabari Banks, the guy who plays Will Smith's character on the new spin-off version. And I think he handled that amazingly well. I'll have to send it to you. I'll have to send you the link. Like
Sure.
every time she tried to ask him about like, what did you think of? He just said, like, yeah, it was pretty good. I'll have to send it to you guys. So if you guys haven't seen that interview, you should check it out.
I need to start watching that series. To be honest,
It's pretty good.
Yeah,
I think it's good. People are.
I was a little like, I don't know about this, but I
People
watched
wanted Carlton to be
season
corny,
one.
and they didn't. They made him just the devil.
and then I heard, like no one's playing who they used to be.
No.
No, it's pretty good, and you know what? I do like the modern twist.
Yeah.
So it's interesting.
I need to get caught up. I've only watched like the first few episodes.
Mhm.
I started watching Breaking Bad again. So
Yeah, because we were talking about it last week. Is that why you revisited it?
Probably.
I've been watching
it. I've been watching it for a minute because Josiah started watching it.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Because he saw some stuff on TikTok there, and of course now TikTok is if TikTok says it's good, then
Right, exactly. I've been watching Bridgerton.
I started that yesterday. I can't lie.
Season
That's
1 or
another show I
season
just
2?
can't.
Season
I can't get
1.
them.
Oh, okay, yeah, we're on
Season
season 2.
1.
We watched season 1 like when it first came out, when the pandemic first started.
Like I was never gonna watch that, but then the lady is like, "Yo, you should watch this with me." Like,
there you go.
but then it caught me a little bit. It's actually pretty good.
You know what? It's just the
actually pretty good.
artistry of it all.
Yes.
Like, it's I don't know.
Yo,
Even
like
if you
how they
watch
did
it
that
just
thing
for
with that guy's dad.
phenomenal.
Woo.
Phenomenal. It's a really good show.
Yeah,
And it's different. It's different. Yeah.
it is.
So, alrighty.
If I start watching this show and I don't like it, I'm cussing both of you guys out.
What,
Yo, you
Bridgerton?
can't listen. If you don't like it,
Hey,
it's
I
still
always
your
say
fault.
there's almost 8 billion of us on this planet. We're not all meant to think the same, walk the same, like.
but
the
you
same
should.
thing.
You're right, but you should at least agree with me.
Oh, wow. On that
Just
note. On that note.
On that
alrighty.
note, Tim, would you take birth control?
Like honestly, like just like that, just like that.
Yeah. Greg, would you take birth control?
A pill?
Yeah.
You see, like Kiki says she waits for everybody else. You see?
Make sure you don't start walking around here like a blue man or something after popping a couple of those.
Listen, man. Like,
because it is coming out in like August.
I think they
it
said
depends what the side effects are.
they're gonna have it is in Florida. I
in
think.
Florida, yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, I got like 375 kids. And
now you need to stop unless you're trying to manifest. Like unless you're manifesting, you need to stop saying that.
I'm just saying that, like, I'd probably quicker just go get the than
yeah. And see, there's a lot of guys who don't want to do that. But
huh?
To me, it's like if you're in a certain place in life, if you already have kids or you decide you never want kids, you're at a certain age and that's what you've, decided, why not? But there's so many men who are against that. Like getting a vasectomy.
It's just like, because, okay, we know it's reversible, but it's like reversible through a surgery. Like, that would suck. Like, do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
what's that look for? What's that look for?
I can't see the look.
Imagine if you know what? Let me not. Okay.
I can't.
Put it this way. Yes, I would. Yes, I would take it. It would depend on what the side effects were.
Right.
Same as females.
The same as females. So mood swings.
Yeah.
So you want a close to 300-pound guy with mood swings. Male. Yeah. Okay.
Bloated.
Let me tell you something.
Does it affect?
I'm gonna say this. Yo, like, I don't understand. Like, when we're like, men should be taking the birth control. I'm sitting there like, really? Would you really want men to take birth control?
Okay.
Would you really want reproduction in the hands of men like that? Really?
Listen, aside from side effects, let's say in the perfect world they were able to come out with a pill that didn't have, side effects or certain side effects or hormonal changes, anything like that. You took the pill and you're fine. I do think
100%.
100%. I do think
right
it should
now.
be men. I do think it should be men because my thing is a female can get pregnant and she's pregnant for 9 months. During that 9 months, you can go and get 90 people pregnant.
Right.
As a male, you know? But
right.
like
but, yo,
for decades, the whole birth control thing has always been put on the female. Oh, you need to take birth control because you're the one who can get pregnant. But yeah, when I get pregnant, he can still go and get 5 other people pregnant. So why are they putting it on the females and not the...
Okay, now
you know what I mean? I've never understood that.
I think this is just what I think. I think because you guys control the sex door. Like, fine, give it to guys. But guys don't have sex unless you say yes. I can't go and sleep with 90 women or women every single day. I have to earn sex. I have to be dope all the time. You don't just, I can't just go up there and just point and I get sex. But I guarantee you guys probably could. So it's like, and if there's it's the truth. It is the truth.
So he's telling the truth.
No, I get that.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, people are like, oh my God, Tim, big black guy did it. Yo, you know how hard it is for a guy to get laid? Like, do you know what I mean? Like every guy wants to have a ton of sex. But can they? No. You can't. Right?
Yeah.
So now, but again, I don't know if that was the thinking when they created birth control. But one thing we do know is going back far enough, there was way more work done or studies done, and it was us, right? If you go back to the first concentration camps in what's now in Namibia, like over like 120 years ago, 110 years ago. That is where the Germans they learned a lot about female anatomy. They learned a lot about the reproduction, and they did so much stuff, you know. And we know about this history of the black women that weren't given anesthesia and all that other stuff, and all of that knowledge got to carry up until when they were able to create that pill. A lot of that knowledge, that's where a lot of that knowledge came from. Whereas, and I feel like a lot of it had to do with, you need men working, and that's the way things have been. You need men working. You don't want to mess up men's emotions. You don't want to mess up their moods. Men need to be working. Whereas, and this is at the time when they were doing most of this research. So you have the women, and we could just experiment on them because, you know, we're not necessarily taking them away from the labor that is needed. This is just conjecture of people have been discussing why it has been women and not men. But I think if there's any time where you could do this, and then there could be the emotional things, the physical side effects and all of that. If there's ever a time that could happen to men, it should be now. I would say that definitely could be now. Do you know what I mean? The workforce is almost even.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And then it could be like, when he wants to complain about it, a girl will look at him and be like, yo, suck it up. I've been doing this since I was 18. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like now this is coming from somebody who knows, like, to have who understands like the family court system and all these things and what having a child means today. Listen, there's going to be dudes they'll say, oh my God, I would never. And they're lining up for that thing.
No, for sure.
You're lining up for that thing because you're telling me I just have to take a pill. I don't have to worry about well, you should still be wearing a condom, but you know what this is going to lead to.
Yeah.
But they're going to be lining up. And the one thing that I can think about is, oh yeah, baby. Yes, we should have a baby. Let's do it. Boom. She ain't never know. She ain't never know. Right? You have to remember. We have to remember.
And you know what? That's
remember, women, like, am I wrong to say? Am I going to get stoned to say that while there's going to be the times you don't want to have a baby, but then there's a ton of times when women do want to have babies. Right. And at that time now, your partner, like I know somebody right now, she is 100% sure her man has had a vasectomy. 100% sure. They've been trying. Do you know what I mean? And then she's losing years. Do you know what I mean? And so that's one of those things like if you even that playing field, there's a bunch of things that when we see the equity in it, we're not seeing the other side. You know? And I'm still for it, but I'm just saying. Like, man, we're going to need like a rapid test. Did this guy, is he on that thing? It's like,
yeah, I was going to say, I just feel like if people are taking that pill, I hope that they're honest with their sexual partners or their spouses.
Yeah.
And tell them, hey, I am taking this pill. Because the other thing too is for a female, you know, when you're trying to have kids and stuff like that, a lot of the times, like there's so many different genetic factors, and a lot of the times people look at the woman, you know, and saying, oh, you know, she can't have kids and stuff. And,
right.
You know, they tend to get like that negative side of things, but a lot of men can have fertility issues too.
Yes,
but a lot of the times they look at the female. So I hope, you know, if deep down there are guys out there who are going to be taking, you know, these birth control pills, and they know they're with you know a woman who wants to have children, and they don't want to have children, that these conversations need to be had, because you know, if they're having sex and she's wondering, why am I not getting pregnant, or he's playing along and saying, yeah, like let's have a baby, knowing that he is on this thing, or he doesn't want kids, so he's taking this thing, but just going along with the flow, and then this poor woman is thinking, oh my gosh, like why am I not getting pregnant? One of the first things I feel like that's also going to be a really big issue that stems from this,
because you have to remember, like that dude can just remember, like the vasectomy is reversible, and then he could just stop taking that pill, and he could be siring children for the rest of his life. If he messes around and he's dishonest with this woman,
like a good how many years?
And it's yes, there's tons of advancements, but we know that, like, you know,
the risks
the risks start to the risks start to get a lot higher. You know, and that's one of the things I thought about. I'm like, man, we really want, like, people. I heard somebody say that to me. I'm like you guys should be. I'm like, you really want to give it to us? Like the guy. Listen, I'm
interesting to hear a male perspective.
The guys that do get women are the guys that are thinking, I have something to lose here.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? So, like, how many women run into to get with the broke guy? The guy doesn't have a stable job. The guy doesn't have a car or a house or all these kind of things. That is usually the guy that's going to be a little bit more responsible and is thinking, okay, right now, do I want to have a kid? You know, do I want to have another kid? You know, like that in that situation I was telling you about. Homeboy's in his early 50s. His girl's in his 30s. She wants a kid. He's like, yeah, I'm sitting there looking like, this guy don't want no kids. And his oldest kid is in university. He wants a baby now?
Yeah.
Yo, listen.
Then people need to be honest with each
other.
People
need to 100%.
People need to be honest with each other.
But you know what I mean? But that seems to be one of the hardest things, unfortunately. Yeah. You know? Yeah. Because you can get super selfish. Like, I want her. I don't want no babies. I want her. Right. You know, maybe I could do this, I could slip. Maybe she just won't ask about it no more. Maybe, you know, we'll go to the doctor and like, I don't know what's wrong.
Right.
Like, and that's dreadful. That's absolutely dreadful. And to see some of the tricks that we've heard have got played, and now you add
this into
like,
the
mix.
That
into the mix.
Woo,
you don't have to go to you don't have to have a day surgery to undo this. I just have to.
Yeah.
So you mean, it's like something's not working. Okay, let's go to the fertility place. They test her. I just don't take the thing for a few days. They test me. He seems fine.
Yeah.
Go back, dunk. To me, I would say that's absolutely horrible and terrible, and I would pray that it's a tiny percentage of people that would actually do something like that. But, like, yeah, I mean, we have wars going on today.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But we haven't heard much about it in the last 72
Exactly.
hours.
Exactly.
Just saying.
Thinking the same thing.
But yeah, but short. Yeah, sorry, rant. Yeah, I take it.
You answered it. Yeah.
I take that. I take it. Shoot.
I was waiting for Greg to chime in, but he.
Nah, Greg went mute on that one.
Yeah.
Hey!
All of a sudden, Greg, my hands are hurting. I don't even.
Woo!
Oh my goodness!
Oh,
Wow.
like that's when that one when the first time I heard of the meal pill, I was like, yo.
It should be interesting. Should be.
Because I'm wondering, what is it? Is it like
living in modern times is interesting. That's all I gotta say. Just every day it's something new.
But you know that dude that used to be like great shape, now he gains like 40 pounds. What's wrong, bro? He's, I'm on the pill, man. You know.
Right? Oh my god.
Yo, you know, okay. You know what? I'm not gonna blame my weight gain on COVID no more. You know what? I was on clinical trials for the pill. I just gained.
Oh my god.
Oh my goodness.
That's funny.
Oh
wow.
God.
On that note, we have hit our 1 hour and 20 minutes. I feel like we had a good conversation tonight.
Yeah,
I feel like we did. I feel like we did. You know, there's so many things going on.
It was so engaging that no one wanted to talk today. So
I know, and you know what? I felt like these were some really big topics.
Trust me.
But our
they just lit there like
quiet. You know, there's other times where like we're getting like hundreds of comments and we're just like, yo, but like I thought maybe people are tired of hearing about the whole Oscar
they're just like, you know what? They're like, I'm not gonna put that out there. I'm gonna leave no incriminating evidence of my opinions.
Or maybe they were just super attentive, you know, because we had so many, you know, so many thoughts and so many engaging statements that they were just like, let's just
let's stick with that one.
What they have to say tonight. Like I'm really
curious
to hear what they have to say. So
that's
I think that's what it was.
That's what it was.
They're just so when they go when we go off the live, they're gonna be that one meme of like, you know, the Pablo Escobar meme where you're just sitting there just thinking.
Yeah, they're like, wow, they gave us a lot to think
about.
Yeah,
process.
Kermit looking out the window.
Oh my god.
Oh my goodness. Well, that was great. I want you guys to have an amazing Wednesday night. And Tim, are you going out? I might come out next week.
I'll be singing next week.
Cool.
Oh.
Yeah, I'll be there.
Cool.
Okay. You want in?
Like, I can sleep in.
Do you want to do a duet next week?
We'll talk offline.
Oh, listen to this. I'm asking you. You want to do a duet?
We'll talk offline.
I'll bring my pan and I'll just kind of play in the background.
We'll talk as soon as we get
Okay. Well, I get to sleep in 3 hours, 3 extra hours, so I will be there next week.
Alrighty. Sounds good.
All right. Nighty night, everybody.
Alrighty, guys. Thank you so much
for a great night. Yes. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you like and subscribe and follow our YouTube channel. Oh, people are asking questions.
Who's asking questions? I can't see.
Thank you.
I can't see. My screen died. My iPad died.
So Lorado is saying, I want to hear this. Kiki, are you singing?
Okay. Alrighty. Well, we'll see. We'll see.
All right.
Have a good night.
We'll see. The weakest version of no that you can get.
No, it's not.
She'll actually think about it. I'll make her come out.
We'll talk about it.
We'll talk about it.
When someone comes to you about a gig, like, you know, you ask questions and you get the details, you check your schedule.
Kiki,
like,
it's me.
You know how this goes.
Oh, Tim's gonna.
I can't see him. My screen died. I can't see you, so.
He's gonna cry. He's crying.
Sorry,
Let's go off air before.
She can't see me.
I can't see you at this very moment. No,
you can't.
But I can hear it in your voice.
She can't.
And I don't like it.
Oh, oh no.
I'm sorry.
I don't want to.
Lo siento.
Good night, guys.
Lo siento, mi amigo. I apologize.
Oh, geez. Have a good night, guys. Enjoy the rest of your week. Enjoy your weekend, and see you next week.
Take care. Stay safe.
Nighty night.
Night.
Night.